Time now for Tuesday with Thompson, my former friend Pete Thompson, who just gave me a total whistle and wave.
You guys are like Magic Johnson and Rob Pelinka.
No, those guys were never friends.
I was listening at 3 o'clock when Jeff Mosher was trying his damnedest to defend my honor, and I almost pulled the car off the road laughing. You were like, Pete Thompson, work? Do you know him?
Dog food?
What?
In a hurry.
Legitimate reason. A very legitimate reason for not lingering, okay? Let me set the scene for the radio listeners. The game is over. It's my first time after an Atlantic City Blackjacks game. I do not know the protocol. I do know that I want to attend the post-game press conference. So am I working? Well, not hard, but I am working. I want to go hear what Coach Ron James has to say. At that point, I was with someone else, too. You'll note who I was with. And that person had already watched me shake about 800 hands and kiss 300 babies and was like, can we just get to this press conference? And I did kind of have this thought in my mind, like, I don't really know how long it's been since the game has been done. I probably should get going to this press conference. And I had no idea you were there. I was a little stunned that you were there. So I said hello, gave you the salute, said hello to the person you were with, shook his hand, a nice warm greeting for him, kissed your girlfriend on the cheek, introduced her sons to my non-son, and then I proceeded. I don't know how you can call that blowing somebody off or cold shoulder.
You just explained it. You said I shook the man's hand next to you.
I didn't know those details, though.
You shook the man's hand next to me. You gave my girlfriend a kiss, and I got a whistle and a wave.
Well,
I think Gil wanted a kiss.
Yeah, I guess he wanted a hug. I mean, Gil's body language is never really, like, warm and receptive, right? It's just kind of like, hey, PT, and you look up, and there he is, and he's leaning on the boards like he's holding those things up, right? And, does he extend his hand like he wants to greet? No. So I just give him the wave. Hello, nice to see you. Now, the person standing next to him extends the hand. Eyes dancing, wanting the greeting, wanting the warm greeting. That's the thing. I mean, Gil, I see you all the time. It was just like, hey, how you doing?
See, two things here. Number one, that game was over for about a half an hour, so I'm finding it hard to believe the story of Ron James. That game was over for a long time. You were walking more towards the exits to get to the West Hall where your car may have been. That's number one. Number two. Yeah, see? I know where those press conferences are.
Well, they
you
are
weren't
in that
going
direction.
in the right direction. No, you would have
gone. I
gone.
was going in the right direction.
No, yeah, there's only one way.
I did go to the press conference, but please continue.
Okay.
I'd like to hear point two.
Number two. Wouldn't you think, PT, you would say, hey, I'm going to the game. Are you going to be there? Let's try to meet up.
Run the tape back, because last week when you eviscerated me for going to my dad's birthday instead of going to the game, I told you that I was going to game number 2 and I would be there.
All right.
So
now you're actually at the game. There's no moment of that game you say, hey, let's see what Gil's up to. Maybe we'll try to meet up. Instead, the PT gives a complete whistle and wave.
Well, here's the deal. I'm in third class, man. Like, I could have counted the girders up in the roof. That's how high up the press area is.
Yeah, so, if you would have texted me and told me you were at the game, I would have said, come on down and sit with us, Peter.
I had no idea you were there. I didn't know for sure you were there.
Hence goes back to the original of, hey, I'm going to be at the blackjack game. Are you going to be there?
Well, geez, I'm sorry then, I guess. Yeah. I'm sorry. Literally, until you, like, it was like that guy that pops his head out at the haunted house. Hey, PT. I was like, holy crap.
I was stunned. I was actually stunned to see you there, I think is what happened.
But PT is right. He did say it on the last Tuesday with Thompson, which I did forget.
Yeah, I forgot as well. But that being said, like, hey, I'm going to be at the game. Maybe we'll try to meet up. I had multiple people that saw me at the game, and they all reached out. Hey, I see you there. Grab a beer at halftime.
Are you going this Saturday night?
I'm not sure yet. I have not made that decision.
I will be there, okay?
You're going Saturday night.
And if it's any indication of how last Saturday went, kickoff is at, 7? I'll probably be there at like 6:58 and 30 seconds. You know?
Good call.
We made kickoff, but barely. Now, I was actually intrigued to maybe attend earlier in chase of what PT always chases, the pregame meal. However, I've been told by some sources, I will not reveal their names, that the pregame meal is so you're better off like having a nice meal beforehand and then going to the game.
Yeah, well, if you would have told me ahead of time, I would have said, PT, like I had all these extra tickets that I would have said, hey, PT, you could have came with us.
Well, and not for nothing, I would have been robbed of the experience of hearing the Baltimore Brigade coach, because this is the wonderful thing about arena football. There is no coach's booth. There is no place in the sky.
Well, there is in most arenas, just not this one.
Not this one. Let me tell you something. This guy was literally 10 rows behind me, and F-bombs were coming out. There's the ball. I mean, it was really
well.
That's cool.
Well, if you're sitting like where we were sitting, when the coaches are on the field and they stand right in front of us, so you hear them and the quarterback going over which plays they should call.
That's cool.
It's
That's
pretty
also cool.
Yeah.
I watched it back
now,
on TV. That's pretty interesting, too.
Could the PT fit in the seats that are that close? I mean, I think they get a little narrower down there.
No, well, we have a pretty good amount of, like, seats, so there's, like, some – like, I had a couple – like, there was nobody really sitting on either side of me.
You do the movie thing. Seat blank, I got you.
PT, you need to be in one of the end zone VIP areas because there are seats available, and then there's room inside that closed-off area. So now you're floor
level.
You
remember the time we went to the Soul when they played the game at Board? Oh, you missed that game.
There we go.
You stood me up on that game. That's right. I forgot about that.
No, I heard it was great, though. Somebody had the brown bottle flu that day. I don't know who it was, but somebody had a really nasty strain of the brown bottle flu.
Right. That was,
That's great.
That year, it was like 2015. So we had the LPGA thing that one of our listeners is going to win, and you get to do the whole 9 yards. Like PT, we're going to do the LPGA during the day, and then go over to the it was the Soul against, they played the Vegas, whatever they were called.
Okay.
Outlaws.
Kiss. Was it the Kiss?
All I know is the guy from Vince Neil was the owner of the Vegas team.
Oh yeah, Vince Neil owned the team, not Kiss. There used to be.
Yeah.
Didn't Kiss own a team?
I don't know.
Am I mixing that up with something else?
I don't think so. I think it's Vince Neil, but go ahead.
Okay.
Don't
So
interrupt the story. You're on a roll.
They had the game at Boardwalk Hall. They played. So we had the passes for the LPGA, which is all you can have all day.
Yeah.
And then we had the same deal at the Soul game where you're in that field zone and it was open for everybody.
Yes.
PT missed both of them.
Wow. Both.
No show. And not even missed them. He was a no-call, no-show for both.
Wow. What happened the night before?
Well, I was on the Golf Channel's dime. That's the thing. There's a lovely tavern right near the golf course there where everybody was congregated. Look, we did what we thought was a harmless 4-hour show, Ryan. And, MG, of course, this lady came and got him. They were out of there. He had a couple pops. That's it. Gone. The PT, well, all I could say is that I was on somebody else's account and I might have been overserved.
Wow, you may have been overserved.
Yeah, that's possible. What's really funny, I don't know if I should compound my guilt, but after I left the Blackjacks game the other night, I had a nice dinner with my girlfriend's son, and I had 2 daddy sodas. 2. And when the bartender brought me my tab, he looked me in the eye and said, I got to tell you, you've been coming here a long time. This is the least number of drinks I've ever served you.
Is everything okay?
Now, where's this establishment?
Where is it? It's about 80 feet from Boardwalk Hall. You might know it. It's got a little duck on the logo.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
they were surprised at the PT.
They were pleased at the business, but surprised that the PT only had.
Pleased at the business. Yeah. See, I don't know. Like
you have to make up for that.
So
next
I like how he tried to defend like the whole action by saying, "I already said hello to 10 other people. Therefore, you were so insignificant that those other people got hellos that I couldn't have the time. I couldn't give you the time of the day to stop and say hello to you."
I said hello to you verbally. But I like your story better because it makes it look like I just whistled and waved you. But fine. Never let the facts get in the way of a good story. I feel like I acknowledged you. You clearly are hurt.
No. There was a small acknowledgement. I'm acknowledging the small acknowledgement.
Oh, what a GD parade?
Yes, PT next time.
Here's my Gil. It's my Gil.
If I would have seen if I was walking on the field and saw the PT, Susan, Michael, I would have came over and said, PT, what are you doing here, man?
You all the time. Plus, I was trying to go here what the coach said. I'm not lying about that. I went and had a nice conversation with Ron.
What did the coach have to say?
Well, one thing he did say was that they love their digs at Boardwalk Hall, and he appreciates the history that goes into that building. So I was impressed with the fact that he took the time to read the inscription on the outside. I thought that was very impressive.
Hey, by the way, Kendrick Ings will be on tomorrow's show.
I'll be going to the game Saturday night. There's going to be a big Mike Gill PT hug at the 50-yard line.
I don't know that I'm going to – it's a 25-yard line, PT.
Whatever. We'll do it right by.
I don't know that I'm going this Saturday. Not
they're
because
2-0 with you, Gil. You're not going to show up now?
Well,
it's a big game.
I went the first two games. It's Memorial Day weekend. I might have something already planned. I'm 50-50, but I definitely will be there.
I'm going.
The following week is
saying it out loud.
The following week is a 3:30 start. I like the 3 start. I got to say, I like the 3:30 start better than I like the 7.
Well, I'll be there. Just like I'm going to be at Cape May on Monday while you're sitting on a beach with an umbrella and a drink somewhere. Me and Ryan will
You're
be
going to be closer to the beach on Monday than I will, I promise you.
Yeah, we probably will.
You're going to be having daddy sodas and we're going to be working.
That's
we
debatable.
Might be, we'll see what we can do, PT, after the
You'll
time.
have a blast, believe me.
Thank you. If I see you Saturday night, this Saturday, I will not whistle and wave you.
Well,
you need to give him a big hug,
Here's
PT.
the thing, PT. We might be out and about in the city, so maybe after the game you can acknowledge it. Hey, I'm in Atlantic City. Maybe we should try to get together.
And vis-a-vis, you should also maybe remind the PT, because he's the brain of a squirrel, and text him and say, PT, we're out. Such. Why don't you join us?
All right, Peter. I know people were tweeting at me today, looking forward to this segment.
Takes 2 to tango. You got to remind me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's
All right,
Tuesday with Thompson.
That was great.
Take care. Sports Bash Live. That was Tuesday with Thompson.